Alright, it's time! Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 770 for October 30th, 2023. It's the spooky episode. Halloween, yo. On the show this week, we're going to have Drew.
Blah.
And Terrence said he's going to show up. And Wombat is MIA. He's at a Halloween party.
Yeah, he's getting his costume ready.
He's getting his costume ready. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what the costume party.
Yeah, he said nothing. He said, I'm not going to be there. The end.
There's something nefarious happening over there. Anyway, we're going to talk about video games. Some of them I can't. Man, I also just realized another game is coming out this week, and it is wild. So many video games right now.
Okay.
So many video games. But we'll kick off with what you're playing.
Well, I'm playing a game from 2015 called Pillars of Eternity.
Okay. We got our designated Wombat on the show this week, playing a game from almost a decade ago.
You know what? That's crazy to think that 2015 was almost 10 years ago.
That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah.
Like, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and somebody was talking about Mega Man 2, and they were like, yeah, that game's like 20, 30 years old. And the dude on the show was like, my brother, it's almost 40.
It's almost 40 years old.
Yeah. Mega Man 2 came out, like 1987 or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Somewhere around in there, yeah.
It's almost 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I just turned 38. Pushing 40. Fun time.
Dude, I'm pushing mid-40s. I'll be 44 this year.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm playing Pillars of Eternity. That's a pretty decent game. It's I think me and Matt, we recorded Phoenix Down last week, and it's up now, but we kind of hit the nail on the head, I feel like, when we were talking about, like, I'm enjoying the story, I'm enjoying the lore, I'm enjoying the characters. He said, but there's some kind of weird disconnect, and I think I know what it is. It's because it tries to invoke that old school feel. There's a disconnect because we are used to video games like Dragon Age or Mass Effect where you're having a cutscene, you see two characters talking to each other. It's almost like a movie, like you said, a cinematic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this game is you read every bit of it. So it may say, you know, Eder said this. Eder said, man, we should move back real quick. And then it says, Eder also has this very mean look on his face. So you're reading all of this. And there's a disconnect there. It's almost like, I don't know, like I get it. They're trying to be like old school Baldur's Gate. And it works.
It's more like D&D. Like,
yeah,
describing out the campaign.
Yes. And they do that a lot in this game. And I feel like just... it doesn't have as much impact whenever things aren't actually happening on screen. And a lot of times, I mean, there's times in this game where you will get somebody says, you know, like, you'll say, I don't know, Aloth says yes. And then there's another paragraph of just describing what his expression is on his face and where he walks to. And I'm just like, holy crap, like, I don't know. There's a lot of reading in that game, but like we said, the story, the characters, the lore, all that stuff is fantastic. That is great writing. Like, Obsidian knows how to write a video game. And I just wish the presentation was a little bit better. Or I would say more modern. I'll put it that way. Which I feel like is doing an injustice to the game when I say that. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying what I've played of it. And we're almost to the end. In fact, I'm literally at the final boss. I have one map to go through, and then I'm at the final boss. So
is that game like
probably gonna finish it.
Super long or something?
No, actually, this game is not long at all. So it can be long if you want to do like the side quest, but you can totally not do the side quest. I'm more than likely going to beat this game at like level 7, and I think the level cap's 20. Like
Alright.
if you mainline this, maybe 20 hours max.
That seems short for a game like this.
I mean, there's tons of side quests, dude. I think there's 9 or 10 companions in the game. I found 4 of them. So yeah, and it wasn't like I was skipping stuff. Like I was going to every part of the map and stuff like that. It was just like there's just tons of stuff in this game, and you can kind of lock yourself out of some stuff too, if you choose the wrong like dialogue option and stuff like that. So, no, it's legit. Like Obsidian knows how to make an RPG. Pillars of Eternity is a great one. Like I'm curious of how they handle Pillars of Eternity 2. Maybe they modernize it a little bit. I have never seen any footage of that game, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've played like one of those games, the intro, and I was immediately like, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Not my jam. I understand why people love them, but I just do not get into those kind of games.
Yeah. Yeah. And Pillars of Eternity 2 is like a direct sequel. Like all your party members, in fact, from what I understand, your choices carry over to Pillars of Eternity 2. Like I think you can totally do that. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that was like a direct sequel with like your party member staying with you, and like from what I understand, it takes place like a couple of days after the ending of this game. So, yeah. But I've been playing a good amount of that. I jumped back into Diablo 4.
Man, I downloaded it and booted it up, and I think I walked 2 steps and turned it off. I did.
You know, yeah, I got close to doing that, but I started a new character with Season 2. I will give them with this. Season 2. Season 1, I think, was garbage. It really was. Season 2 has definitely improved. They gave you these really cool vampire powers. It's all about vampires. But there's just like these really cool vampire powers that you get very early on. You can mix and match however you want. There's no penalty to like, if I don't like this power, I can pull it out and put another one in as long as I have the right, equipment on and stuff like that. So they definitely have improved with this season. It doesn't stop the fact that inherently this game is boring.
Yeah, that's why I quit playing it.
I'm playing a rogue, and I will give them this. The rogue plays completely differently than any other class that I played so far. You actually have to pay attention. You have to be, managing stuff, and it's not just a mindless hold down a button and attack stuff. You're zipping around the map and stuff like that. They're all about getting in and out and doing a lot of damage and jumping out kind of thing. But inherently, the way the progression works in that game is not my cup of tea. The fact that you get a legendary item to drop, and it's almost like I might as well just throw this away. Because it's all about getting the aspects, pulling the aspect off of a item. It's like you don't even care about the item itself. You just care about the ability on it. And pulling it off and putting it on a different item. Only to maybe find something better. And then, you can't pull that aspect off that item once you've done it once. You just have to find a new one. That's like the carrot on the stick is keep finding the same legendary items over and over again in hopes that they're a couple of percentages higher for their legendary aspect. That's garbage. Like that's crap. And it's not interesting. And like I got into it and I was having a good time through like level maybe 10, and then I was doing some of the seasonal stuff, and then I got my first legendary to drop, and I equipped it, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I got something that was a legendary. So you got common, rare. Or common, you got common, magical, rare, legendary, and then you got unique. Well, then I had something drop that was like a magical item, like a blue item, that was more powerful than my legendary item. And I was like, and then that's when you start thinking about, okay, now I've got to pull this aspect off of that legendary item, then put it in my stash, and then eventually use it on my weapon whenever I get max level. Like that's the thing, is like, when the hell do I use these really powerful aspects? Because I'm always finding something slightly better. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I felt zero desire to come back to this game when I booted it up. I was like, oh yeah, I'm here. I didn't even finish the story either. It's depressing, man.
The story's really good though, dude. That's
No,
the thing.
it's incredible, but the stuff in between just puts me to sleep.
Yeah, it's. Man, how did they screw this up?
I don't know. I played Diablo 3, the story mode, like 7 times.
Dude, I couldn't tell you how many hours I put in Diablo 3. I couldn't tell you how many hours I put in Diablo 2 when I was a kid. Like, like, how do you mess this up? You make the one thing that you like doing in Diablo boring. Get loot.
Yeah.
Half the time I don't even pick up shit.
No, it's pointless after a while unless you see something that really, really stands out. There is no reason to pick up any loot.
Exactly. And once you get like, that's the thing, is like, the road to leveling up. Like in Diablo 3, yeah, I'm trying to get there as fast as I can per season. Trying to hit level 70 as fast as I can. Sure. But it's still fun to get there because you're finding stuff that's fun along the way. Like, once you hit like level 10, level 15, it's a fucking slog the whole way because you just don't care about anything that you're getting. Because even if you do get something really cool, you don't want to use it because you want to save it until you get max level. It's garbage.
Yeah.
That is like, oh my God, you take one of my favorite franchises ever and you do that to it. It's so frustrating.
I don't know how. I just don't know how.
They tried to balance because they did not create a Diablo game. They created an MMO.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. They created an MMO, and they can't have broken stuff in an MMO where other players are going to be. That's
which is wild because, like, that aspect of the game, I could not give two shits less about.
No, I can't either. Like, I've never went into a PvP zone. Ever.
No, and I don't care that there are people running around. Like, I'm just like,
I don't either.
I see them and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. They just, oof.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
about,
weird.
Like, the biggest appointment of 2023.
I mean, it's funny that and the other game that I totally forgot about, Street Fighter, like, those came out within, like, what, less than 2 or 3 weeks apart?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And I haven't thought about either one of those games other than people are like, oh, Season 2 of Diablo, it's back.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I jumped into it, and I'm probably gonna like try a little bit more because I like the vampire powers and stuff like that. I haven't fully finished the season stuff, and I'm probably not going to. But I don't know. Like the problem is like, it doesn't matter what they add to this game. The main mechanic of it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Like, the main mechanic of getting the loot, pulling the legendary aspect off of the loot, and then hoarding it until you finally get the best thing ever. Because once you use that legendary aspect, you can't use it again. That's garbage. I don't know. There is really no way to fix this because they built their entire game around that mechanic.
Yeah, you'd have to uproot some of the mechanics, and it's like, nobody's gonna do that.
They put too much money in this.
Makes me sad, man.
No, it makes me very sad being a Diablo fan. So, I don't know. I did play some of that. I played some more Dredge. That game is fantastic. That game is probably going to hit my top 10. I think that's awesome. I've enjoyed the living crap out of that game. And it's so simple.
Some of the best games just are.
Yeah. You just go around catching fish. And you get those little quests like, go find this ancient medallion and bring it back to me. And then you bring it back to the dude. And he's like, okay, now you can like warp speed through the freaking, it's like all this random stuff that you get, and find these weird mutated fish, and they sell for a lot of money, but then you're afraid, am I making the people in the town go crazy because they're eating these fish? It's really good. That game's awesome. I highly suggest that game to people. Played that, and I mean that's that. Honestly, that's pretty much it. Like I've found myself this week, especially sitting down to say, okay, I've got an hour. Let's play something, and I stare at my Xbox or I stare at my computer and say, I don't know what to play. I have a million games to play, but I have nothing to play.
Yeah, I feel like I start 20 games and finish like 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. I don't even bother to start mine. I've owned Cyberpunk 2077 since the day it launched and have put 3 hours into it max.
At this point, you might as well start over with 2.0.
Yeah, no, I will. I made it to the point where I met Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah,
and that was it. I stopped right then and there.
That game is also not like stupid long, so if you dedicated, you could get through it in like, if you mainline it, less than 20.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. It's a really good game.
I'm sure it is. Dude, I've got so many games. Like, I would love to go back and actually play through and beat Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, that is another great video game. That was a lot of fun. The DLC is not worth it, but the main game is good.
The Dead Space remake. I got an hour into that and said, this is great. I'll come back to it later.
Oh, that's so good, too.
I know, right?
I beat that one. That one's good.
Yeah, there's that. I got, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, dude, you ain't got time.
6 hours into that.
You ain't got no time for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game is like, I think I put 90 hours into that game and still didn't finish everything.
Yeah. Like, there's just so much stuff.
Yep.
I still haven't finished Breath of the Wild.
Okay, that one hurts my soul.
Dude, I have never finished Breath of the Wild ever. I am at the third beast.
Just finish it. You got one beast, and then the finale.
I know.
Oh, man.
That's what it is.
That one hurts.
But that's the thing, is like, even thinking about going and just booting up Breath of the Wild, I have these thoughts of like, dude, I can't remember where I was. I don't remember what these fucking buttons do. I don't like it's daunting just even thinking about starting it back up.
Oh yeah. I mean that's
so I don't like
big
that's my problem. It's like I'll sit down and be like, man, I should go back and play Immortals. Dude, I don't even remember how the button layout is in this game. Or, I've never finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe I should go back and finish that.
Yes,
I don't know. Like, there's so many games just sitting here that I own that, like, and then I end up 8 o'clock at night sitting there staring at my Xbox screen. I'm just like, I don't know what to play, so I'm just going to scroll through my phone.
That is also,
and that's what I do.
That is also an old man thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather scroll through my phone.
Mm-hmm. Like Phoenix Down is really the only thing that's got me actually actively playing a game.
Yeah, you should definitely, because I know you're also the guy that still never finished Spider-Man. Like never played it.
I've never even started it.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's still in the cellophane, boss.
Yeah, no. Like, people give me a hard time because they're like, do you think about how many games you can finish if you play so much Overwatch? And I'm like, yeah, but I want you to meet my friend Drew.
Yeah, I quit Overwatch and I don't play Jack.
I'm like, I finished Spider-Man. I finished Immortals. I finished Dead Space Remake. Like, what? Come at me, bro. I finished both Zeldas. Come on.
I'm not saying anything to you. It's other people.
No, a lot of people are like, just think about all the games you can finish. I'm like, motherfucker, I finished plenty. But yeah, there's a lot of things I would like to finish. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't touched Phantom Liberty in Cyberpunk. Like,
Yeah.
not even at all. I just now finished Separate Ways, Resident Evil 4 DLC. Like,
Which
that's
was
not
what,
even...
2.5 hours max?
Yeah, that's not even that long, and I just now finished that.
I am making it through Dredge. I think I've probably got about 6 hours into that.
Oh, man. Speaking of games, did you have anything else?
Not really. I mean, that's what my past week has just been Dredge and Pillars of Eternity, if we're being honest.
I was going to say, speaking of games that I want to go and play again, I've been playing the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection.
Uh-huh.
I want to play all three. Like, I started them all because it was like, I'm going to do my review, I'm going to look at all the features, I'm going to play each one of the games for like an hour. And then that's good enough. It's not like I don't know how these games play.
Sure, and you don't know how they end, so.
Exactly. So I don't need to play through the whole things. But like, I started 3 and I was like, I want to play this again. And I started 1 and I'm like, I really want to play this again because it's probably been for years since I finished that one.
Since we did Phoenix Down.
Yeah, like that's how long it's been since I finished that game. And then I played through the entirety of the Tanker in MGS2, and I'm like, I really want to play this again. And I'm just like, I don't have time to play all 3 of these games again, as good as they are. But yeah, that collection it's weird because everything around it is really good. Like the novels are there, the graphic novels are there, like all the versions are there. So when you boot up the first game, you can play the original, you can play Integral, you can play VR missions.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
like that. All that in one bundle is not bad.
Yeah, like you can get all of that stuff. You can download all the audio tracks, so you can play it in Spanish or English or Japanese or whatever you want to play it in. The questions you're gonna have, like how do I beat Psycho Mantis, you can do that. Like that is an option. Like how do you do the save file stuff? You can modify a virtual memory card, which is pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like there's a menu you can pull up when you're playing MGS1 where you can swap the controller inputs, which is very helpful for a specific boss. 2 and 3 are essentially those Blue Point remakes that came out on the PS3 and the 360.
They were fine.
They're fine. All the versions of those games are in there, so you can play Substance and Subsistence if you want. Like, all of that is in there. But there's just no effort put into what is there. Like, the MGS1 port looks like a PlayStation 1 game, and when I say that, I mean as if it's actually running on a PlayStation 1. Like, they have not touched the visuals at all.
Does it still have, like, massive slowdown in areas?
Oh, yeah. It is literally the same game, and it is running at the same resolution. It is very low resolution. Like, I booted it up on an emulator this weekend and put them side by side, and it was just night and day of how much better an emulated version of that game looks than this if you buy it separately, $20 version that you can buy.
How much is the full thing?
$60 if you want all 3 games. It also comes with all 4 of the old games, so like both NES games, Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge. And it also comes...
Not Snake's Revenge, is it?
Yeah, it's Snake's Revenge, the NES game.
I thought it was Solid Snake.
No, that's Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. Those are also...
So they have the non-canon version of this game.
They have both. They have the NES, Metal Gear, and Snake's Revenge, and then they have the MSX versions of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
And 4, gotcha.
Yeah. So there's 4 total classic games that you can play. And again, this is all stuff that was included in the remakes a few years back. Like, it's all basically just bundled into one package. Which is nice. It's fine. I do wish they'd added save states.
Is it worth it in your opinion?
Only if you don't own the HD remasters on Xbox, where you can still play them.
I mean, I have them on PlayStation 3.
I mean, if you want to go through... As long as you have a way to play those, just buy one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I own one on PlayStation 3.
it's easier to play this because otherwise you got to go through the PlayStation Store to download that. And you can't do the virtual memory card. I think you can still do the controller swap, right? Like on the PS3.
Sure can.
You pull up the menu and do that. But you don't get all the versions. So you don't get VR missions and you don't get Integral.
Yeah.
I would buy this version if you want. It's convenient and there's more to it than that version. So
Maybe I'll wait for a discount.
$20 ain't terrible. I'm kind of waiting on Terrence to show up to talk about Alan Wake because I know he's played it a lot more than I have.
Okay.
So let me see what else.
What else have you played?
I played some more Mario. I got a lot to say about Mario. Like, it's a good game. But I see all these people out there talking about, like, it's now, like, the king of the 2D games. Like, that's still Super Mario World, man. I'm sorry. Super Mario World 2, or Super Mario World is still the best 2D Mario game.
Mario 3.
I will accept arguments for Mario 3. I will not accept arguments for Mario Wonder.
Okay.
Like, Mario Wonder is a good 2D Mario. It really is. I like
What holds it back?
I just think it's not... I like what they added in the badges, where it basically just gives Mario a perk. But I feel like those should just be mechanics, because sometimes you'll get in a level and you're like, oh, I wish I would have brought the double jump, or I wish I would have brought the wall jump, or I wish I would have brought the dolphin kick. But you can only pick one to start the level. And it's just like, it feels limiting, and like the stages don't, like, they're good, but they don't have that memorable, like, quality that like, if you think about Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 3, regardless, there are worlds that will just live in your brain for the rest of your life.
Oh, sure.
In Wonder, I've been through 3 worlds and I don't feel that. Now, talking to Anthony, some of the later ones seem like they're pretty cool, so I'm excited to get to those. But, like, so far, I'm like, they were fun, but I would not be like, I want to go back to that. I'm never going to forget that level. Like, other than the singing piranha plants, I don't know that I remember a bunch of them.
All right. So let me ask you this: Super Mario Wonder or Mario 3D World?
3D World. I don't even have to think about it.
Really?
Yeah, I love 3D World. Like,
I do too.
Like this game has that same structure where, like, you're in, like, this overworld and you walk from stage to stage and pick it and play it. Like, it's that. It's that kind of overworld feel. But then when you get in the stages, it's all 2D side-scrolling. And the stages aren't very long. Like, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's just the way they're played out, but they don't feel long. They don't feel packed with, like... One of the things I loved about Super Mario World is, like, once you started unlocking the different colored blocks, like, levels change dramatically.
Yeah.
And in this game, I feel like there's a couple things that are hidden. And then other than that, it's just like, okay, well, once you beat it once, you may revisit it one more time if you miss the hidden Wonder Seed. But
How many players at a time?
You can play 4, I believe. And there's no...
Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, but there's no collision. So it's like you don't hit each other. Gotcha. You can also play as Nabbit and Yoshi, and they're both invincible, but they don't get the power-ups. And I also find the suits kind of... Like, the elephant suit is cool, but, like, Bubble Mario is kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie.
What does Bubble Mario do?
I mean, he just literally shoots bubbles.
Oh, so it's like a fireball?
Except it's floaty, I guess. And you can jump on the bubbles for a second, like to bounce off of them.
Like a turn into a platform or something?
Yeah, but it's literally one hit. Like, boom, and it's gone.
Right.
So, I don't know. I love this game. I think it's great. I don't want to discount like how good it is. It is very good, but this conversation about how like it's the best 2D Mario and like it's a perfect 10 out of 10 and all this stuff, like I don't subscribe to that. I apologize. I just don't. And it's not long. It's like what did Anthony say? He beat it in like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And there's not really like that collection. Like every Mario game has that collection of like fuck you levels at the end of it that are so hard that it's ridiculous. And he said that's not really here.
Oh yeah.
I was telling Anthony what I think this is this feels like that experimental Mario for the 2D, kind of in the same vein as Bowser's Fury was the experimental 3D Mario. And I feel like it's not like a proper game. I think the next true Mario game will be a launch game for Switch 2 next year. That's what I think.
I would probably agree with you. Probably going to do what, Mario Odyssey 2?
Yeah, or a new 3D world, or a new 3D entry. Like, you feel like the games... It feels like Nintendo creates one franchise per system. So, like, 64 had 64. And then GameCube had Sunshine. Then, for some reason, Wii got 2, which was 2 Galaxies. And
right.
So, and Wii U got, what, New Super Mario Brothers?
No, they got Mario 3D World.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because that's
where it originated.
3D Land, the DS game.
3DS game.
3DS game.
Yeah.
I don't know. The DS is fucking whatever. But yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
So, no, I like it.
Top 10 or no?
We will see.
Ho, ho, ho.
In other years, absolutely, but this year is way too fucking good.
That's true.
Although I will say my number one has not fluctuated since it came out. So
I know exactly what that game is.
Oh, well, I think everybody knows what that game is. It's not hard, but it's crazy that it hasn't fluctuated. And I don't see another game releasing in the rest of the year that could topple it. I just don't.
I can't think of any. Like I don't even know what the hell's coming out in the next. Well, by the end of the year.
The next big release, the only big release I think that is left is Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's definitely not going to be beating Zelda for me. Sorry.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you the last time I played a Call of Duty game. I know it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Well, there you go.
Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360. Not the new Modern Warfare 2, whatever the hell that is.
It's Modern Warfare 2.
It's a remake of Modern Warfare 2 from 360?
I don't know if it's a remake, but it is literally Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. I can't talk
about that. That was literally the last one I played.
I can't talk about that game, and I can't talk about the other games. So there's 2 games I can't talk about, but Can
you at least tell me what they are?
Well, one of them's RoboCop. The other one is DreamWorks All-Star Racing. Both of them are out this week, I think.
I have no idea what DreamWorks All-Star Racing is.
Dude, it's Mario Kart with Shrek characters and shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what you got. But there is a game I can talk about that I didn't realize I could talk about until I got on the show and I looked at the embargo, and it is, as long as I hold the show to 10 a.m. tomorrow, I can talk about this game. And whoo boy, do I want to talk about this game.
Okay.
I've been playing Quantum Error.
Oh, the firefighting game.
The firefighting fanboy game where they got on Twitter and were making fun of the Xbox to like drum up.
Well, they said that I'm pretty sure they came out and what they were showing or trying to prove that the Xbox couldn't run this game, and only the power of the PlayStation 5 could run this game. Is that correct?
Those were the comments online of like the Xbox's SSD is too slow. If we put our game on that system, it would have to have loading screens, which interrupts the flow of our game. Dude.
So is this like? I mean, I'm guessing it's gonna like beat out Spider-Man for PlayStation Game of the Year.
Oh, God. I have so many things to say about this game, and none of them are pleasant.
Well, we all know you're an Xbot, so...
Dude, you could put this game on the greatest console of all time, and it's still shit. It's still shit! Holy mother of God, I don't even understand this game.
How is it hard to mess up a water squirting simulating game?
Dude, no. So you don't understand. So this is supposed to be a fighter game. That shit don't even come in for a while. So this game literally kicks off with like a 10-minute intro.
Okay.
It is trying to be some Metal Gear ass shit. It's got a very much Event Horizon vibe with like the spooky music, and it's in space. Like, dude, they talked about this game as being a firefighter game, and the first 10-minute cutscene is this fucking weird. These dudes are in space, and like they find this item, and it like makes the dude mad, kind of like in Event Horizon, and like
Dead Space does that too.
Yeah, like that mentality of like, and I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the firefighting? Like, this is all like sci-fi space shit. And then I finally get to, like, you're playing as the dude that you eventually play as, and the opening level is you walking through this, like, burnt out city where these dudes are shooting at you, and oh my god, what decisions were you making with these controls? They're so bad. And the enemies just kind of stand there, and when you shoot them, they ragdoll and start having like all these. It looks like some like asset swap shit from Unreal or something. And like the AI is just brain dead. Like they don't do anything. The shooting feels bad. Like the way they set up the controls, like you walk like a fucking turtle. You move so slow. And then when you run, that is basically like normal walking speed for every other game ever.
Okay.
Visually,
so
it's
So let me ask you this. Let's right because Twitter wanted to pit this against the Xbox.
Yes.
Does Xbox have the better bad game?
What's their bad game?
Is this better than Redfall?
No. Redfall is a mediocre disappointment. This game is an embarrassment.
Okay.
Like, here's my thing. I'm probably being way too hard on this game, but the developers really went out of their way to really up this game and get all this conversation on it. This is also an indie game made by 3 people. So I respect that you guys are putting out this game. Like, making video games is hard. But you talked shit. You acted like it was the second coming of Jesus. You are selling it for $60 goddamn dollars.
This is not 70.
Are you sure you're not getting back into your pony ways?
No, I'm playing.
I know.
I'm playing Satan's advocate here.
Oh my!
I'm trying to be the pony.
Jesus Christ! This game, like, literally there's just minutes and minutes of cutscenes. Like in the first hour, I think I played 15 minutes, and it's all
the voice acting.
Oh, it's not good. It's bad, and the lip sync is out of whack. Like, it doesn't even look like they're saying the words that they're saying. It's incomprehensible. Like, I don't understand what the hell is happening in most of the game. Like, I get that it seems like there's some kind of space virus and it's making people mad, but what does the firefighter dude have to do with it? And then all of a sudden, once you get past that, you literally go into a tutorial of how to be a firefighter, where like you have to check the door if it's hot, and then like you have to saw the door, and like you have to like use the jaws of life to open pipes, and like.
Are you still shooting people too?
You shoot people eventually again, but for a while you're just like a firefighter going in and doing firefighter shit, and it's just like, what is happening in this game?
I save your life and then I kill you.
You can only swap weapons with a weapon wheel. Like, there's no button to swap weapons. You have to press a button to pick up everything, including ammo.
All right.
So like anytime you see ammo on the ground, you have to look down at it and press the X button or the square button, I think.
Okay. Redfall does that too.
Yes, it does. And dude, there's so many things I criticize about Redfall, but like I don't have anything good to say about this game. That's my big point and my big problem. Is that I don't find
what about the graphics?
They look like
that
shit.
That was one of the big things they showed off. Remember,
dude? I don't
in
know
that
what
video.
I don't know what they were showing. Like, if I play this game, I'm gonna say this because if I wanted to be hyperbolic, I'd be like, "Looks like a 360 game." No, it looks like a budget-priced Xbox One/PS4 game at best.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. It looks like a $30 to $40 PS4/Xbox One game.
Like Agony.
Yeah, the textures are muted. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the architecture is not great. Like the level design is bad. The controls don't feel great. The shooting doesn't feel good. Like it doesn't feel impactful. I don't really have. I like the music.
Okay.
Like it's very much got that. What's the instrument they use for stuff like the really creepy space vibe? Where it's like that, like that, like
the violin.
Maybe it is a violin, but it's like it's got that real. Like I'm scared of the space sci-fi horror shit. Like you've heard this kind of music. Think the like soundtrack to Event Horizon, where it's kind of got that. Or what's an old horror space movie like from the 70s where it's got that like blah, 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 blah.
Alien?
No, Alien's more muted.
Yeah.
Westworld?
What's that?
Westworld? Are you talking about that kind of sound?
I don't know. We're talking
like
about
John Carpenter kind of stuff, like very synth.
Yeah, very synth, like 70s, 80s, like dark. Like the music in this game, we're talking about Quantum Error, Terrence. You know that game? That's like,
the Fireman game.
Yeah, the Fireman game. Like I'm struggling to say something nice about it, and the music is the only thing I could come back with.
Damn, well, that's something.
That's all I got. Like this, like I was so excited when I looked at the embargo because I was checking embargoes for the show today. I was like, if we hold the show till 10 a.m. tomorrow, I could talk about Quantum Error.
Nice.
Like,
worth it. Let's do it.
I kind of ignore the noise, like even though these guys have been kind of shitty on Twitter of like stoking fanboy wars and shit. Like I went in with an open mind, and man, it broke me in the first 20 minutes of the game. Like it's just,
damn,
it's bad. It's really bad. And I even checked, like, I knew other people that were reviewing it, and, like, I DM'd them. I'm like, hey, this is bad, right? Like, really bad? They're like, yeah, it's really bad.
Oh, man. Isn't it? Didn't I see a trailer or read something about it's a trilogy?
Yes.
Now? Or maybe you put that in the chat. Okay,
yeah.
Wow.
They put out the launch trailer, which is 3 minutes, by the way. A launch trailer is 3 minutes.
What?
Does the
Who do you
launch
think they
trailer
are?
look better than the
Scorsese?
actual game?
Yeah, they sell it better in the trailer than they do when you play it.
Wow. That just means somebody is a kick-ass editor.
No, I want you to go watch that trailer, and towards the end of it, there's a scene where the main character talks to the screen. Like, that lip sync fuck up is the way it looks in the game. And it's bad. It's really bad.
Where are these developers from?
Man.
Is it not non-English speakers?
I don't want to say.
You know what? It might be actually. I think it might be. Hang on.
It's made by like 4 people. Like I respect that it's made by like 4 people. Like they all are related, and like one of them does PR, and then the rest of them work on the game and stuff like that. Like this is something that I would be really like throwing like praise out for. Like wow, you guys put this together, and it's 4 people. But like I told Drew earlier, they're selling it for $60, and they're talking about it like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. They stoke the console fanboy wars, and their game is just, like, not great.
That was my thing.
It's
What
not
do you
even
say?
good.
The Team Kill Media.
Four Brothers,
Uh,
founded in 2016.
is an American game studio.
Yeah.
Founded in 2016. Okay.
So yeah, can't. Yeah. So I feel like what you're saying is 100% right, because that was where I was at with, because when I first saw the footage, because I didn't even know nothing about this game for real until they started talking shit and stoking fanboy stuff, and then I looked at the trailer, I was like, oh, well, this look all right, and then you saying it's made by a small team and stuff. This definitely is the type of game that I usually would, like you, would throw some money at and be like, oh, you know what, that's dope that, y'all, y'all put this project together and it looks like this or whatever. But they just went out the gate too much, with too far, like you said, like saying it's the greatest thing, and you know what, it's only possible with the power of the PS5. And I think they was looking for some sort of deal with Sony. I don't know if they got it, but I think that's what they were looking for. That's what I feel like. That's what all their jabs was about. But it was just, bruh, I I don't know.
I will
I
be
don't know. And
very
then it come out and
interested.
it's bad.
Yeah, I'll be very interested to see like the coverage tomorrow, because what I feel like is I feel like people who write reviews with scores are going to be like, this is not very good. But I think there's going to be a YouTube conversation about like, oh, this is pretty good. This is different. And like, I don't know why, because I'm like, in the year of our Lord 2023, where we've had shit like, two new Like a Dragon games. We've had Legend of Zelda. We've had Diablo, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Like, why? Why are we having this conversation around a $60 game that feels like it should be 30? And it's because of what you said, their Twitter crap that they pulled with the fanboys, where the fanboys were like, "Yeah, look at this game. This game's only possible on the. If this game is only possible on the PS5, I'm sorry, the PS5 is weak."
Listen, I'm waiting for those jokes tomorrow. This stuff comes out, and don't get me wrong, I was not initially rooting for them to fail. If they, it again, it was a small team, and as I'm not necessarily a creative, but like I write and dabble in that type of stuff. I like to see small, like, people succeed like that, especially like small indies people. Um, but I mean, you can't come out with like fucking guns blazing like you fucking John Wayne, like, or John Wick even. Like, bro, like what? Come on, man. Like, come out humble. Like, yeah, we got this. But it's, huh. And I just looked at their website. They have like four different games in development. There's Quantum Error 2, Project Samson, Project Gabriel, and Project Red.
Yeah, lots of projects for a studio that's been around for what, 16 years or something, or was it 2006 or what?
2016. They were founded in
2016. So they've been
2016.
around 7 years, and I get that that's probably how long it takes to make one game when there's four people. I get that.
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
there is nothing wrong with that. But the problem is you shot way too high for your first game, and you talk too much shit, and
Hmm.
I really wish this game was better, because it seems like there's a cool idea there. Y'all just went the wrong way.
What? And I'm sorry but if you like, maybe like a sentence. What's the hook for this game? Because outside of it just being a shooter, like, what's the special thing that they do here?
Firefighting.
Oh, wait, really?
You're a
Like, you're
firefighter. Like,
oh, wow.
you
Okay.
get, like I was telling Drew, like you get the jaws of life, and you get a saw, and you get like different firefighting tools and stuff that you have to swap on a weapon wheel, because there is literally no button to change weapons or items.
You know what this reminds me of?
Hmm.
You know the game I'm about to mention.
I probably do, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you remember Rocksteady Games' first game?
Oh, Urban Chaos?
Urban Chaos is what this game reminds me of. Because if you remember correctly, you were a like SWAT team member, but also had to utilize like fireman stuff and stuff like that. And it was still a first person shooter. I feel like they're trying to invoke that.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're trying to invoke, because like I was saying, that opening cutscene feels like I watched a lot of Event Horizon, and then all of a sudden you're fighting fires, and I'm like, I'm confused.
I got you.
Was it in space, like when you're fighting fires?
No,
That's what I was going to ask.
Not when you're fighting fires, no. But the whole intro, like that 10-minute movie that you got to watch before you start playing, like all that shit's in space.
That's wow. Okay. Huh.
This game is weird.
Well, I just want to say shout out to one of the brothers whose name is D'Artagnan. That just is funny to me because I know, Drew, you put that picture of your beard.
I'm still rocking the D'Artagnan, by the way.
Are you really?
I am, yeah. It's been 4 days now.
Nice.
But anyway,
that's crazy.
I'm very interested for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious.
Do you see this game getting 9s from people?
Dude, if somebody gives this game a 9, I need them to be checked out. I'm sorry.
The fanboys probably will give it a 9.
Dude,
though, right?
there is no justification for this game to get a 9 on any scale, unless it's
out
of 100.
Okay. I got you.
I'm not trying to be mean. Like I said, I respect 4 guys making a game like this. Like, if you'd have put this game out and you ain't said shit, and it was 4 people, and you sold it for, let's say, $20 or $30,
then it would be okay.
I would be like, wow, like there's some cool ideas here that you can expand upon and do some really cool stuff with. But no, you sold it like it was a first party PlayStation game at $60, and you talked a lot of shit. And I'm sorry, your game, like, if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I don't feel bad making jokes, because like you said, they talked a lot of shit. Like, why would you do that? And I mean, obviously they probably had the faith in it, but I mean, you got to look at like the games you named off, what competition you have around you, and be like, we ain't really measuring up to Alan Wake 2 or a Baldur's Gate 3 or we probably should wait a minute. But they talked a bunch of shit and got some fanboy wars stirred up, and now, man, my granddaddy say you make your bed hard, you got to lay in it hard. Well, y'all enjoy that.
I mean, did they stir this all up just to get people to talk about the game?
I mean absolutely.
Like, that's what it was. Yeah.
What is the biggest seller on the internet right now? It's shitting on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it literally takes you. If I went out and made a YouTube channel, nobody knew who I was, and I basically just shit on Xbox, I guarantee you I could pull in at least 1,000 to 2,000 followers.
Yeah,
like, it's not hard.
About that as a test, like I've thought about that because I've seen different accounts grow like that. Like, you make one a post, and then they start to throw some shots, and then all of a sudden they had 1,000 followers, and then they have 15. And I'm like, well, damn. And you just talk good shit about stuff that you can't even prove or whatever, but you just egging shit out. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not hard to, and I don't I don't want to get into too much of this rant, and like, this even came up in our chat this week. Like, It's in the news this week. Like, Microsoft had their third party partner preview or whatever, and there's people out there who are like, why isn't PlayStation's name in the trailer?
Right.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I don't hear this conversation when there's a state of play.
Never.
I don't hear this conversation when there's a Nintendo Direct, like, well, this game's also coming to PlayStation and Xbox. Why aren't those logos in there? Microsoft does it one time, and they're like, this game is coming to PlayStation, right? Like, why is the logo not in the trailer? Motherfucker, it's hosted by Xbox.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand how your brain does not, they are the third. There's 1, 2, and 3. They have their own things that they do, and they're not going to promote the other thing.
Right.
Because that's bad business for them.
Exactly.
How is this a question?
Oh, right. I know. It's one of those things that, and my wife says this because I'm like, man, they need some common sense. Be like, man, common sense just ain't common no more, though. This is what that is. Like, it's just not. Like, wow.
I don't understand. Like, I kind of understand it. Microsoft, Big Bad Evil. Like, but I got bad news for you. They all fucking suck.
Yeah, this
Every
is very
last
true.
one of them.
Like,
Yep.
like ain't one better than the other. They're all only after one thing. They're trying to steal all your money.
Exactly.
So like I just don't understand. I will never understand. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, 100%. We would not even be talking about this game had they not done that.
It's true. So I guess it won for them.
Yeah, they got like all of that talk that I just gave you about how bad this game is. That's gonna make at least one person in the world go, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's a purchase.
Yeah.
That counts. So yeah.
That's $60 that they're gonna pay for, and I'm gonna be honest with you, trying to get a refund on the PlayStation Store, Godspeed.
I didn't realize it was that hard.
Oh, it is not like Xbox or Steam where it's like, yeah, just give it to me and they give it to you. Nah, that shit ain't that easy. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Is this just on PlayStation?
I think it's on. Maybe Nintendo might be not great either. I've never tried to get. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I buy some on the Switch. It's usually pretty fucking good. But
No, I meant like the game.
yeah, it's only on PlayStation right now.
No PC or anything
Nope,
like that?
just PlayStation.
Only the PlayStation can power it, Drew.
Yeah.
Only the PlayStation.
Only PlayStation can power it. Like, they're working on the Xbox. They've literally said they're working on an Xbox version, but
They did.
they're having so many problems because the SSD is too slow. Which doesn't Alan Wake load faster on the Xbox? Didn't I see that on Twitter this week?
That's a win for them if it does.
Well, I'm just saying
hear about stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, it's like 10 seconds. Like, who gives a shit?
No, right. No, I know what you're saying. Like, you're right.
Like, it's just funny to me. Like, don't make these comments. All right, I've rambled too long. This game has gotten way too much breath. Before we kick it over to you, to Terrence, I'm just gonna scroll through the indie games and see if there's anything that stuck out to me. First Squadron is basically like a neon version of Star Fox, down to like having anthropomorphic animals that talk to each other and gibberish.
Does it play good?
It's okay. It's not bad.
That sounds kind of cool. I haven't played a Star Fox game like that in a long time.
There's a really good one on Steam that I haven't played, but I hear a lot of people talk about, and I don't know the name of it for the life of me. That I'd really like to try out, but I just ain't got around to it. Stray Souls is like a third-person horror game. It's really not very good. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's everything else was just. I did play like an ass game. If you don't know what an ass game is, it's an asymmetrical shooter, a la Vampire Survivors.
I was like, what? Okay, I didn't know that's what they were called.
That's just a joke.
All right.
This is an ass game.
No, I got you. That's fine.
It's called Hero Survival. It is. I played it until I died, which says a lot. Like, it's like a 20-minute run or something. So
There you go.
Okay.
Those are popping up everywhere now.
If
Like
I can
the
find me another
copycat?
good one, yeah, if that's the thing. Some of them are not good.
no, most
I
of them are
bet.
not good. Like,
If I could find one that plays as good as Vampire Survivors, I will jump into it.
why don't you just play
Did you
Check
Vampire
out that
Survivors?
one.
Oh yeah, but I mean
That-
that's the thing. Once you exhausted everything in Vampire Survivors,
Well, they just put out DLC.
True, they did put out DLC.
Like, and it's free
Survivor
too. I think.
IO. Survivor IO isn't bad. That one
I played that one for a while, but I don't know.
I got you.
It's not. I prefer Vampire Survivors.
No, that's fair. Like, there's a lot of games like that
Yeah.
for me. Like, people are like, "Why don't you switch from Overwatch?" I'm like, "Because I don't like anything else." That's just
Yeah. Why don't you play Paladins? Like,
because
nah,
Paladins is
fuck them
Oddlock's
Paladins.
version of Overwatch. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm sorry, man. I played Paladins for a while there, and
Yeah, I don't like
no,
Paladins.
I don't think it played good.
and that's fine. I guess I don't play it like hardcore, but I do every once in a while. Like they had an update. Like I played a couple matches the other day. It was slow. It must be on the verge of death because it took forever to get a match. But yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's it for me. I waited to talk about Alan Wake till you got here because I've only played like a couple hours, so I'm not super deep into it. So
Well, And I mean, we can start with that because I'm actually not super deep into it either because I was focusing more on the other game for the embargo that I can meet that I can't talk about. The one that
Well, I
was
already said
checkpoints.
I
You know.
said we were playing it, but we can't
Oh,
talk
okay,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, we can't talk about that. Yeah,
The
so
the Robocop.
yeah, yeah. But Alan Wake, man, I'm glad you waited because I got some shit to say about Alan Wake. Okay. So first of all, I literally I don't remember if I reviewed the first game for you or not, but I love Alan Wake. I was hyped about that game when they first showed the trailer. What was it, 2002 or something? Because I know it was a wait for Alan Wake to come out.
It was an
But I
Alan
was
Wait.
it definitely was. Like I was on board and it came out and I loved the story, the DLC. Like I've played that so many different times. So I was all about this game coming out. My experience. So I'm reviewing it on the Xbox on the Series X. So I haven't read any of the reviews that people have put out because I'm reviewed it myself. So I've seen the scores and stuff that it's scoring really high, but I think that it's, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the majority of those are PC reviews, right? Those they didn't have console
There
launch day
are,
reviews.
so I saw this stat the other day. There are 4 Xbox reviews, 44 PC reviews, and 31 PS5 reviews. Most people did not get an Xbox code.
Okay. Okay. Well then, okay. Well, so and this is because I mean I actually messaged somebody on Twix to see if they were having an experience at a part where I'm at, but I've had a lot of issues with Alan Wake 2. So from jump, I, when I installed it, after the initial cutscene,
Fucking
um,
audio. The fucking
the audio cuts
audio.
out,
Yeah, that happened to me
and
too.
so you playing as this naked guy, and you can't hear anything. So I'm like, well, shit. Okay, well, I'm just maybe it'll kick back in. Nope, never kicked back in. So I restarted it. Um, and then I guess there was a patch that came out. It resolved that issue, so I was able to actually play. But now every single cutscene that plays, the audio is out of sync. Like the lips, it's like watching an old a samurai movie. The lips move well before the voice actually starts talking, and I'm like, what the heck? Matter of fact, that's a lie. I had one cutscene last night that played that was in sync. That's the only one I've seen. Every single one of them is out of sync. Now, my issue is I've gotten to a certain part where, and this is actually funny. So a character gets killed in this scene, and you come around the corner, and you see the aftermath of their body laying there and everything, and I progress, and I need this tool to trigger this next part, and I'm playing as Alan Wake at this point. Um, so I get the tool, what I need, and the game tells me, all right, because he narrates it. He's like, hey, I can now get to the subway. So I go over there, and the UI is pointing at what I need to go to, but instead of triggering the button for me to press, it just like moves the little the symbol that's telling me where to go there, like to the other direction, like I'm on the other side of it. So I'm going around in a circle in this thing and it never triggers. So I'm like, well, what the fuck? Maybe I just need to restart. I restart the game, my save, and I load in next to the guy or the character that had died. This nigga is now standing up T-posing with like a fresh model loaded into the game, T-posing in the spot. And I'm like, what? What? Like I took a picture of it. I have to show y'all. It I just long story short, I think I now have to restart the whole game. It will not trigger what needs to happen for me to progress. I have scoured this area that I can go to. There's only locked doors. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that I can do, and it just will not trigger. So I now have to start over. And I'm like, if I didn't,
Is there
if I
no
wasn't
manual saves?
there is, but so there's manual saves when you get to, so there's parts in the games where you get to what's called a break room, where there's a bright light in an area. Because of course, if you're familiar with Alan Wake, your light is what pushes back the darkness. Well, that's true of everything, not necessarily just Alan Wake, but that's the
Sure.
mechanic here. But those rooms are your save rooms, and you can make manual saves there. I tried my manual saves. and it didn't fix the problem. And I tried the Oh, I see what you're saying. See, okay, so, and this is on me. This is on me. I don't keep like a bunch of manual saves. I just
Ooh,
overwrite the
dude.
same one.
Always
Yeah.
keep 2 saves and
Well,
overwrite the oldest one each time.
now I feel like I'm gonna have to do that because I'm gonna have to start over, and I'm like 5 hours in, so I'm gonna have to start over, at the very beginning. So I have learned a lesson, but I see what you're saying. So I'm gonna start doing that for sure. But so if I didn't like the game so much, man, fuck this game. But it's so good. Oh God, it's so
Yeah, there's a lot to like. This is legitimately the closest thing I've seen to like an actual like Twin Peaks investigation spooky stuff.
good. Absolutely.
Like,
Yes.
and I'm not talking about. So I've played like 2 hours just to give you an idea. I think I've fired my gun twice.
Okay.
Like,
Wow. Yep.
like that's all you do is like you investigate and what do they call it, the room? What's the room that Sage goes into?
The mind place.
Yeah, the
Hers is
mind place is essentially like you have pictures on the wall with like thumbtack strings attaching the case files, and then like you do profiling, and this shit is rad. Like this stuff is
It
really
is.
cool.
I love that part. I was a big fan, and I think somebody else talked about this, but I don't think they liked the LA Noir. I loved LA Noir's like investigation type stuff. And this, oh my God, takes it to another level.
Do they do
Now
like
Alan,
chapter
go ahead.
breaks like they did in the first game?
Yes, they're what do they
Yes,
call
with
it?
music at the end and stuff.
What do they
Yeah, and
call
they
it?
like sometimes play the credits and stuff like that, almost like you're watching an episode of a TV show.
Exactly. Yep.
What do
I
they
can't remember
call
what
it?
they call it.
Like it's
I can't
return
remember.
or something. Like return 2 is done, and then like you get that big screen. It's like boom, boom.
Yeah, I can't. Yep. It's played out like episodes of a TV show. Like
Their
it should be like
licensed music and stuff too.
The only licensed music I heard was that intro that plays.
Okay.
I think there's licensed music.
Because they
Because
used to play
there's
like licensed music like during the credits of every chapter and stuff
Man,
like that.
they still do
the
that.
fucking bear commercial had me rolling.
Yes, like there's still like televisions, like commercial and stuff that you can watch, and there's radio shows that you can listen to, and you can replay this stuff in the Mind Place. And then Alan has a similar thing. This isn't a spoiler. Alan has a similar thing. It's called his is the writing room, where they get their kind of thoughts together. Have you gotten to Alan's part yet?
No, I am still playing as Sage currently.
Okay. Is it Sage or Saga? I thought her name was Saga.
I thought,
Saga Anderson.
is it Saga? Sorry, maybe that.
It's
Yeah,
Saga.
you might be right. Saga Anderson. That's right.
Okay. So, her stuff is the case file, obviously, because she's trying to solve those different cases. And in his room, you are, writing, because just like it was in the first game, what he writes is, he's writing a story that's kind of coming true. So you're kind of building the plot in different things. So it looks like a storyboard kind of thing for his, which is kind of nice.
I have 2 questions.
Mhm.
Do they reference Control at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very early on, too.
Very early. Like one of the first things you see is a dude from the FBC.
Okay.
Yep.
And the other question is, do they reference American Nightmare? Is Mr. Scratch in this?
I was going to say that. Yep, because it's funny that you mentioned that. The part that I'm stuck at where it crashed is where you get the reference. Like it's it's not highlighted, graffitied Mr. Scratch and Scratch all around this area. Like it's the lights, it gets dark, and then when you put your flashlight up, like you see that, and I was like, oh shit, yes, they referenced an American Nightmare. Like I got hyped. I was super hyped about that. So yeah,
To me, American Nightmare is better than Alan Wake.
I would agree with you. I
Yes.
liked American Nightmare better. More too.
American Nightmare is so fucking good.
Can we talk about though for a second, like how pitch perfect this is? So this game literally takes place 13 years after the events of the first game, which is exactly how long it was since the first game came out.
I didn't even realize that.
Probably did that on
Wow.
purpose, man.
Yeah, like just the fact that they worked that into the story is just like no fucking way. Like
That yeah, it's man, and again, and that's why I led with all of the issues that I'm having before I started to gush, because regardless that I'm having all those problems, like I have to start over. Okay, that's fine. I'll start over. Like it's so good. And he's right. There's not a lot of combat. Like I think I'm on chapter 2, maybe 3. I can't
You
remember.
got to be on
But
3 because I'm on 2.
okay, all right, okay, because yeah, I've played 2 segments, I think, of Alan.
Yeah,
Like, I
I've
haven't gone back
definitely
to
only
Saga
played
yet.
a Saga, and I'm in chapter 2.
Okay, okay. So it's not a lot of combat, and what I found is that when there is combat, it is not easy either. Like it's kind of hard. Like I've died fighting stuff. So it's not like the first game where it was more like Max Payne, kind of, just kind of dark. Like, you burn the darkness off, you put them down. This is it's yeah, it's a little bit more difficult.
Also, it's
Um,
fucking terrifying.
Yep, it is definitely scary. Like they do the can't think like the jump scares is what gets me most of the time. The weird like images that's like black and white that flash up, that's like morphing and stuff. Like, oh my god, it's hard to describe, but it's cool and terrifying to see in motion.
Yeah, and
Like this is definitely a horror
They did a
game.
lot of that in Control too.
it's also, boy, this is a next gen game because fuck, it looks good.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a beautiful game.
And somehow it has a performance mode that runs at 60. Like, what the fuck?
Yep. Yep. Like it's, oh my god. And so the mind place and writer's room is like always rendered. Like you can go to that at any time at the press of a button. And like you can be in the middle of a cutscene and you press that and like you're now loaded into into whatever room, and you can sort through your clues or whatever you need to do there, and you press it back and you go back to the game world.
Yeah, it's like
And I was like,
Ratchet and
damn,
Clank
that's cool.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was super cool. Um, I love it. Like I could gush about the little bit that I've played all day. Like I'm so happy you asked about Mr. Scratch, because yeah, I was so hyped about that. Like that was one of my big things about going into this, because they never mentioned him in any of the trailers or anything. But he actually does get a name drop in a cutscene earlier, so I knew that was coming. But this was like a big way, and there was like arrows pointing, so it makes me kind of think that maybe we're going to run into him. But yeah, so yeah, man.
They mentioned him in Control DLC too.
Do that,
Yeah.
because I did not play that. Like that's okay.
The
Cool.
Alan Wake experience was great.
I'm gonna have to do it because I have the complete edition. Can you just load into the DLC, or do you have to play the game? Beat
No,
the game
you
first? 'Cause I
can
didn't
just jump to the Alan Wake experience. You got to be careful if you.
It's a different floor of the Control like facility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Where pretty much everything that happened in Alan Wake, they have like gathered it and put it there. Like the cabin itself is inside the facility and everything like that.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude,
Nice. Okay.
they really, so they, if you remember when you play Control, they barely reference Alan Wake. There's like a couple of things.
There's like a note in the
Yep.
office that talks about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There's
a
a
note in the
chalkboard,
office.
I think too, that I found when I played Control that references Alan Wake.
And they find the clicker that he used because that's a
AWE.
an AWE. And that's what that was the big thing, was like when they first announced Control's DLC, they called it AWE, and they were thinking, oh, it's one of those, it's a containment breach or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you start playing the game, you realize it stands for the Alan Wake experience. So they kind of subtly told you about, hey, this takes place in the same universe.
Also, Sean Ashmore is in this game.
Yes, he is.
So are they?
It's not from Quantum
not-
Break.
Yeah, he's
It's
not playing the
because
yeah.
they have already said that Quantum Break takes place in the same universe.
No, he's
Yeah.
playing a sheriff, which I want to know what the fuck happened to him. I'm not going to spoil anything, but what the fuck happened to him?
Likewise, yeah, because I haven't found out either. So yeah, I want to know what happened. Yeah, Quantum Break. I haven't seen a reference, because I've been looking out for the reference, because they're building this connected thing. I haven't seen a reference to Quantum Break yet. I've read through like all the pages of different stuff that I've picked up. There's tons of Control stuff. Like you'll find AWE files. There's tons of Control stuff. But I haven't found to Quantum Break yet.
Control was so good.
Control is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I enjoy what I played. Like I'm up to I don't remember the
You never
exact. I
beat
think it was a boss
Control?
fight.
Oh my god, the game is so good.
That's really
No,
good.
yeah, like I'm at a boss. Like I have the flight powers and stuff like that. Like wherever I stopped, I'm at a boss fight. I remember that. But yeah, Alan Wake is dope. It's good. Like I'm excited to get back to it, even though I have to start over. Which really is just going to give me another chance to look to scour the environments because I feel like I'm playing it like Ryan. Like I'm looking at every corner
Dude,
for every piece of lore I can find.
I walked that whole fucking forest at the beginning of the game. I went to the witch's
Me too.
hut and all that shit.
Yep. And I was like, oh, I bet I have to come back here for something. Oh, I bet this is going to be like, yeah, I did the same thing as soon as I got control of a character.
So
Like
is it kind of open world?
Nah, mini open world.
mini,
Okay.
yeah.
Because Control was straight up just an open world.
Yeah, no, this one, like, it puts you in a spot, like, there's one part where you go to Bright Falls, and yeah, you can walk anywhere you want, and then the other sequences you're at the lake and all that, so, like, it's all mini, like, you'll gather maps for each area, so, and then you can just kind of free roam those areas, but if you want to go to another area, you gotta get in your car.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I didn't try it but I didn't go back to the car until I had to. But you might be able to do it whenever, like just go back and forth. I'm not sure how that's going to progress and change, but that what he's talking about does ring true for Alan's side too. Like you found a map and there's an area that you can walk around. And same thing. So yeah, I can't wait to get back into it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Despite all the technical issues I'm having, it's good.
Yeah, I'm excited to play more of that. I'm trying to finish a different game first that I can't talk about.
Am I playing it?
Yeah, you're playing it too.
It's just
okay.
leave.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, like I've like for some reason I'm like into that one and I want to finish it. So I don't know. I'll get to
Same.
like.
That's same. And that because I'm like, oh well, I can meet this embargo, so that's all right. I can let Alan Wake simmer. But then like it gets dark, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Alan Wake time.
Yeah,
it's spooky.
It's spooky time.
Yeah, Alan Wake
Right.
is like the first game was campy spooky. This game is just straight up
Yes.
like I'm fucking terrified of some things. Like
Me too. Me
That
too.
that whole
Like,
sequence
oh
in the
my God.
morgue about made me shit my pants. Like
Yes. Oh my God. Like that. Yeah, man. It's so good.
You gonna make me buy this game? And
dude, it's so good. It's so
Go buy
good.
it. It's so good.
That's the thing. Didn't we just talk about this, Ken? I have a million games I need to play.
You do, but you need to play this one too. So,
Like I haven't even played through Resident Evil 8.
what?
I haven't either.
Jesus.
I haven't either.
You know what? The
No.
next time somebody
I killed the first sister.
the next time somebody says to me, you shouldn't play so much Overwatch because you can you look at all this other stuff you could finish. Motherfucker, I finished all the other games.
And you know what? Because I never tell you that. Honestly, I always wonder how you do it. I'll be like, damn, how this nigga put in 1,700 hours of Overwatch this week and finish 4 single player games?
Like, I like video games. What can I say?
I do too, but shit.
And I spend 3 days a week watching football. What's your excuse?
Okay, he got a time turner or something.
I slow down time so it only runs at like quarter speed.
He's
Right.
fucking break.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Oh, and you know what? And I don't know if this has affected you, Ken. Going back to Alan Wake, every time I see Sam Lake and then hear Max Payne's voice, I'm like, this nigga Max Payne.
Yeah,
This
that dude
Max
is
Payne.
Max Payne. That dude is straight up Max Payne. He's even got the voice.
Like Alex Casey. Yeah, like Alex Casey, just Max Payne. That's what this is. Is that going to be the reveal? Because I did read that Max Payne is not in their connected universe. So I'm like, is this how they're going to do it? They're going to put
Because
Max
they don't
Payne.
own the rights to it anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I didn't realize they
Rockstar
sold
owns it.
Rockstar owns the rights to Max Payne, so they
Which-
can't
That's
use it.
why.
They're doing they're collaborating with Rockstar for that Max Payne remake, but yeah, they don't have the rights.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this dude is basically Max Payne. They've
I'm waiting on him
replaced
to
with
dive
Alex
in
Casey.
slow motion with his coffee in his hand and be like,
Would
Yep.
that not be cool, though? Would that not be cool if they could
It would,
add
actually.
Max Payne to it? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, Max Payne actually was like the catalyst for Quantum Break because he has the bullet time mechanic.
I'm sure that's
Why
what
you
they
just
want
blew
to
my
do.
mind.
They
That
could be
would
like, oh, yeah,
awesome.
they found this rugged cop from New York City, and he has this supernatural ability to slow down time, and we used his abilities to turn this machine that makes everything slow down. Dude, that would be fucking awesome if they could do that.
Awesome!
That's-
Oh my
And it's all
god!
done because of control. Like the Bureau of Control is like, we investigated this guy named Max Payne.
That's what licensing will do to you. It's why you couldn't say mutants in the MCU movies for so long.
I know, right?
Exactly. Right. Oh,
Licensing
man, Drew,
is so
God,
stupid.
that would be so awesome. Damn.
All right, what else you got?
Well, okay, I can't talk about that. Really, I mean, Alan Wake. I played the y'all aren't gonna play it, but the beta for the finals. The first person shooter that's I think it's Embark Studios. It's a bunch of ex DICE people that went and formed their own thing. And it feels like old school Battlefield. Like the destruction is just off the charts. Like this game is beautiful. It runs at 60 frames. I think I'm at 60 or 120. I don't know. It runs at the high frames. And it's not a battle royale. I thought it was. So there's two modes in it right now. There's Cash Out, which is a 3v3v3. And the objective is there is 2 cash out locations on this very, very big map that you have that, again, you can destroy anything. 2 cash out locations and a vault that's worth $10,000. The teams have to collect that vault and then take it to a cash out location. And then they have to hold that for, I don't know, until it builds up. I don't know the exact time. It's 30 seconds, 60 seconds. I don't know. They have to hold it for a determined amount of time. And then they get that 10,000. So obviously, while you're holding it, you have to kill all the other teams and keep them away from it and stuff. There's various devices that you can use, like these foam grenades. Are called goo grenades that put up these big like foam barriers that are like extra shield and hard to destroy. There are 3 different classes. There's a light, medium, and a heavy. The heavy is all about destruction and shielding. So you'll have a bull rush move that literally you just charge through, and I mean you could take down the bottom of a building. Like I have a clip where like I was shooting at a guy and he ran like the side of a building. Like I literally bull rushed into the building, like a bunch of rooms, and then popped out right like he was right in front of me and finished him off. Like it was so player. At least I thought it was. But because I like Battlefield a lot. So being able to pull off those type of stuffs and even like taking down a building on a team and killing them that way, you could totally do that in this. Oh God, so good. And I don't even remember where I was going, but yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So it's going to be free to play when it comes out. And yeah, I don't know, it's a first person shooter that they throwing into the mix, I guess, to add up there with Ubisoft's that got delayed indefinitely. So I don't think the finals has a release date yet, though. But this is the open beta, which I think it lasts until the end of this week, I want to say. So if anybody wants to check that out,
Nope.
I definitely recommend it. I know you don't. I'm talking about to people that listen here. I know y'all don't care, but any of the listeners that might want to, it's definitely dope. Especially if you like Battlefield. If you like Battlefield, you definitely should check this out because it feels like old school Battlefield.
I feel like the next shooter craze should be a PvP game where the goal is to not create a Twitter card if we're shutting down the servers. Like that should be the next game.
Well, and you know what? And again, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, and that happens, all the time. I just enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? Everybody gets on Twitter and or Twix and they start complaining and crying. I'm like, man, first of all, there's 500 different of these. Not all of them are going to survive. There's no way that they're all
why
survive.
why would I invest in any of them if they're not going to last?
I mean, that's true. And that's why I tend to only actually spend real money on the ones that have lasted. So Call of Duty, Fortnite. I don't think I've actually bought into the
I just let's play Overwatch.
You're right.
Until it dies.
I got you. Well, see, look, are you investing money into that one? Because that one will last.
Yeah, like that's
Overwatch
like I'm not gonna.
It'll last.
Like every game that comes out is like, oh, you should check this out. It's pretty cool. It's like, no, it's gonna be dead in like a week. So I'm just gonna say no.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, that's a no from me, dog. This ain't happening.
Oh, I played. Lastly, I played some Mario.
Yeah, I talked about
Oh
that
God.
earlier. I'm not on the boat that it's the greatest Mario 2D game ever, but you know.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about Wonder. I played the one that came with Bowser's Fury. I played that co-op with a
Oh,
friend yesterday.
that's 3D Mario
And
World, right?
yes, that one. Yes,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of what it was called. Thank you. Um, I am booty cheeks at platforming. Oh my God. And I now realize
That
what you
game is
were saying when you were
hard,
like,
though. I'm just
yes,
saying.
that's what he was telling me that he was like, this is the hardest Mario. Like, you know what I mean? Oh my God. I felt like I ain't never missed this many jumps. Like hit this, I done clipped this freaking Koopa. Now I'm dead. Like, and then playing it co-op. Like I feel like if I fuck up, I'd have messed it up for the other guy. Like
Yeah, the co-op in that
it was fun
game
though.
is hard, much harder than solo.
Well, see, and I get now what Ryan was talking about when he was saying with Wonder that you don't interfere when you hit somebody. Because in this one, like if you jump and like you jump on their head, like we jumped at the same time, and my guy pushed him down and ended up killing him, but I got propelled. I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, or I bumped into him doing stuff like that. Oh my God! Like you have to make sure you guys are, your distance and stuff is right, or else, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, them taking that out for Wonder was definitely a plus. Lord,
yeah. Mario games
but
are high risk, high reward in multiplayer.
that's yep, that is what I got from it. but but yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
All right, it's that time of year, man. There's so many freaking games out, and we didn't even talk about all of them. Jesus Christ!
No, no, there's so many games.
All right, this week, whew, we're going to continue rolling that train. New releases for the week. We got Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 games, Headbangers Rhythm Royale, Jusant.
Oh Lord,
Jusant is out this week. Fusion Paradox, Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures Deluxe, Wizardry School Escape Room, Achilles Legend Untold, first expansion for Dead Island 2 called House, Venice, My Time at Sand Rock, RoboCop Rogue City. We'll talk about that game next week. The Smurfs 2, The Prisoner of the Green Stone, The Talos Principle 2. Can't wait for that. Love the first one. Thirsty Suitors, DreamWorks All... yeah. DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing, which I'm currently playing. We'll talk about that next week. EA Sports WRC, Ebenezer and the Invisible World, Jumanji Wild Adventures. They're making another one of those.
what?
Yeah.
Right.
Microsoft Flight Simulator Dune. In case you wanted to play Dune in your
Fly around the desert.
Flight Simulator. PlayStation 5. Holy shit. I thought it was going to be mostly the same stuff. We also have the Foglands, the Forest Cathedral, War Mongrels, This Bed We Made, Phantom Blade Executioners, Star Ocean, The Second Story R, Vampire the Masquerade Justice, Dinosaurs Mission Dino Camp.
What is Justice the VR one? Is it the VR game?
Don't know. Maybe.
Okay, I'll look it up. You good?
Quantum Error and The Silent Swan. Sorry, I had to laugh at that game. I'm sorry.
Whatever. Hey, they made it hard.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, we're getting down to the nitty gritty of these systems. Not getting as many games, but this week they got a bunch of the games that I've already talked about. Also, a Kai Katana Shin, Gimmick Special Edition. That's it for PlayStation. Let's check Xbox. Alien Hominid Invasion. Call of Toys Tower Defense. Whatever that is.
Okay.
And then Nintendo Switch. What do we got? We got Mystery Lover. Ace Robot Combat. God damn it, that's hard to say because I just want to call it Ace Combat. Silent Paul's Hidden Valley, Alien Hominid HD and Alien Hominid Invasion, Alpha Particle, Enchanted Portals, Ninja or Die, Shadow of the Sun, Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story, Chicken Journey, City Parking Driver, The Draw the Path Simulator, Eigengrau? I don't know how you say that. Foosball League Cup Arcade Table Football Simulator, FX Unit Yuki, The Henshin Engine. Fucking weird names.
Okay.
Geometric Brothers. Okay.
Nice.
Street Basketball Club Sport Throw Simulator, Amabilly, Broforce Deluxe Edition, Fashion Dreamer, One Night Burlesque, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, and We Got to Move It, WarioWare Move It is out on Friday. Are you not entertained?
WarioWare? No, that's not for me.
Wario.
That's
Is Drew back?
That's an Anthony game. Nah, he was like, nah.
He had
next time.
He had to go put up his Christmas tree. That's what's going on.
You know what? We passed somebody driving. They had their Christmas tree in the window. It was like 3 days ago. My wife was like, "That's just criminal. Why is there?"
We used to get mad because Thanksgiving got shunned, and now fucking Halloween is getting shunned.
Yeah, I was in the store last night, and they got Christmas candy out. I was like, "Dang!" Like they have the Halloween candy, and then you go a little further down the aisle, and the rest of it's the Christmas candy.
Dude, the body hadn't even been created for Halloween yet. It ain't had time to get cold. Shit.
Exactly.
What's wrong with this world, man?
Oh man.
All right, news time. Mario Party 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch Online. What happened to this service? Like, the one game you put out, like Mario Party 3. Okay. Are
you not excited for Mario Party 3?
No.
Is it the best one?
No, Mario Party 2 is the GOAT. I'm just going to put that out there into the world.
Nice. Okay.
So,
I think I have the Switch Mario Party game.
That one's pretty good because it's like a greatest hits Mario Party.
Okay. Yeah, me and the kids, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time playing it.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder has become the fastest selling Super Mario game ever in Europe. Okay.
I'm not surprised. And you know what? Because you said you don't agree with the sentiment that it's the best ever. I can see that. I feel it. It's good. Like I definitely.
No, it's really good. Like I don't want people to think I don't think it's a good game. It's a very good game. But when you start invoking the name of Super Mario World, nah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's better than Mario World.
Damn, Drew's back. You missed all the new releases. How about you?
All of them.
That's okay. I don't think anything big was coming out.
Not on the Switch.
Not on Switch. Oh, WarioWare. You don't want to play WarioWare?
Oh, that's right. WarioWare.
I have never in my life played a WarioWare game.
See?
Also, this is just a quick dig at Drew. They're also releasing the next Pokemon expansion.
Yes, they are.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it had just come out.
It did like a month ago.
The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero?
No, the first one.
That's the one that's coming out on Friday.
They did it in between. Why didn't they just release it at the same time then?
I don't know. So you could play it and then play it again?
Okay.
I don't know.
That's why.
PlayStation's Media Molecule laid off 20 people.
Oh, man.
PlayStation Visual Arts team got hit with a round of layoffs. Sony, there's some weird shit going on at Sony, because also Connie Booth left Sony after being there for 30 years.
I mean, close to retirement, man?
Well, they have not clarified the reason why she left.
Oh, Oh, okay, but that means there's something then. Because if she was just retiring, they just would say that, or she would even say that. So,
Yeah.
oh shoot, okay.
Also, there's a rumor floating around that Sony is backpedaling on all their live service games, and a bunch of them are being canceled or reworked.
I'm not gonna say that's a bad thing,
Nope, but it sure
but
is funny.
it is funny. Yeah, but I'm not gonna say that's a bad thing.
Like, I'm sorry. I go back to the whole Xbox is a different standard. If two of the most prominent people at that company are leaving and Sony is changing course of what they've been working on for the past 5 years, there is more to this story that we don't know.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out what games as a service games were they working on.
They had like 5. One of them is from Jade Raymond's studio. Naughty Dog was working on Factions, which has apparently quietly been canceled, maybe? And they had 2 or 3 other studios working on... they announced a couple of them at that last State of Play, right?
I feel like they did. That's what I was trying to figure out, because I feel like they did. Hang on.
Like, I know Jade Raymond's game was announced. It's that heist-looking game that they showed the CGI trailer for. So,
no clue.
Yeah, like...
Yeah,
they
so
had
PS5 to get 10 new live service games by 2026.
Yeah, they were working on a bunch of them, and the rumor now is that they're, like, completely canning all that shit.
Oh, Deviation was making one.
I don't know who that is.
It's made up of ex-Treyarch devs, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, they're not making one anymore. So
they're not, right? That's yeah.
All right, let's talk about this piece of news, which was all over the internet, and it's so funny to me. Like, people got mad at me because I tweeted sarcasm about it. Apparently, PlayStation's new attachable disk drive for the PS5 will require an internet connection to pair it to the console for the first time.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose of a disk drive?
That was kind of the joke.
Right.
Like,
what?
So
it's not plug and play? We don't do that anymore?
You plug it in, you got to connect to the server that will not always be... Like, yes, it's dumb. Yes, I understand why they're doing it. It has something to do with European privacy law or something. I don't know. Don't ask me. Just saying. Also, the Chicken Little motherfuckers out there, they're like, what is this going to do to preservation of games?
Yep.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Motherfucker, you run an NES emulator that plays all the games.
Yep.
Like, where was this conversation, like, back in the day, like, man, if they stop making cartridges, that does a lot for preservation. It really doesn't.
Right.
Like, yes, it sucks. It's stupid. Yes, I'm also aware, like, I made a joke on Twitter. I was like, imagine if Xbox had done this, and I had so many people, like, reply to me, like, they do. You can't even play a Series X without an internet connection. Like, it doesn't even work. I'm like, that's the joke.
Like, right.
Like, I don't care.
Turn down. That, you know what? That's it though, because like people like us, because like I don't give a fuck. Like I go in there and say whatever. Like, and people really come at you like you are 100% invested in this war and you serious. And it's like, no, I'm just being funny. Like, just calm down.
Dude, like plastic boxes ain't serious business to me. Like,
right? Like,
I would be like, I'm gonna be disappointed when they shut down the Overwatch servers. It is not gonna ruin my day.
Exactly. You know how many games that I've lost over the years? Like, and I'm not in a corner crying because I had a good time and we moved on. Like, y'all gotta chill.
Yeah, like people are freaking out. I'm like, dude, in 20 years, there's gonna be like ROMs of like Series X games that just play.
Yep.
Like, motherfucker, we got English translations of games that were never released in America, and I know that's on the community that does that. Like, these companies aren't doing it. I get it.
Yeah.
But these companies don't give a fuck about preservation like they say they do, but only when it makes them money.
Exactly. Because
like,
all they want is your money.
Yeah, Nintendo's selling you a fucking Netflix subscription to play Mario Party 3 motherfucker. Think about that.
That's real though.
And you paying it. Like,
Yep. Oh man.
I'm like, I don't want to make you feel dumb or whatever, but like you literally paying for a monthly subscription to play Mario Party 3.
Yep. You're right. And I
So-
feel like you tell them that and they like, oh, well.
You'll get that one guy who's like, well, I don't pay for it. I have the cartridge. I'm like, well, cool.
There you go.
You're the coolest. Like, that's
You bought that
awesome.
shit. Good job.
What happens when they don't make N64 controllers anymore? Well, somebody will make another one. Somebody else? So, like,
Right.
somebody else will fix all the games that don't work anymore?
Right.
Like,
Like,
here
again,
we go.
just chill. That's the whole. Just chill out. Y'all doing too much.
Drew's over there like, shut up. Shut up.
I mean,
People
let's-
get wild,
let's-
man.
just let them whine, dude.
Oh, man, it drives me crazy. It's just, I see it, and I'm like, why is this in my feed?
Yeah. Because I don't
Sometimes-
comment on it, but
Sometimes, when I'm at the grocery store and there's a kid screaming and acting a fool, the parent yelling at the kid is more annoying than the kid.
Oh, 100%.
agreed.
I'm just reading this stuff, and I'm just like, this is so dumb. Y'all do the most for fucking consoles.
I can't block them fast enough.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
It's
I
miserable.
can't. Anytime I see a post from PlayStation or Xbox and I see a comment below it, I just like, there is a person I can block ripe for the picking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I will never interact with your jaded ass. So block. I mean, I don't want to hear this.
If you were on Twitter talking about the benefits of some giant billion-dollar corporation, I can't take you seriously.
Absolutely.
Like, if you out here saying, like, PlayStation's first-party studios are the best because they organically grew them and allowed them to shut the fuck up.
Jeez.
Who gives a shit?
I don't
Right.
care. Was Spider-Man
if
fun?
that's the case, then fine. Like, good for you. Like, what do you... Like, God, if you enjoy PlayStation, good for you. If you enjoy Xbox, good for you. Don't tear everybody else down because of it.
Exactly.
Oh,
Like,
man.
PlayStation's, I love my PlayStation. Spider-Man 2's great. Congratulations, dude.
That's cool.
But what you do is you take your copy of Spider-Man 2 and you shove it in somebody's face and say, I have this and you don't. How do you like that?
Yep.
And you're just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm a grown-ass
Cooking
adult.
this morning.
If I want to
Boy,
play
he-
Spider-Man, I'll go play Spider-Man.
And
Right.
it's the same with the guy who's getting the copy of Spider-Man shoved in his face. Just be like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Yeah.
But instead, you go grab your copy of, I don't know, fucking Starfield and shove it in their
Starfield.
face. And you're like,
Yep.
man, I got this and you don't. And it's like, who gives a shit? That's childish stuff. It's childish.
For a 40-year-old man with 2 kids.
Right?
Where? I swear these guys. Like, I see it. Go watch Billy Madison. You are Billy Madison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis is the best video game ever.
I disagree.
I disagree. It's a very good game, but I think Donkey Kong is the best game ever. Donkey Kong sucks. You know what? You suck. That's exactly what you are. I have that quote memorized.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Stop the madness. I am so sick of hearing it. I'm so sick of seeing it. And then the problem is the news is starting to perpetuate this shit.
Yes.
Like you never would have seen it from like a big site like IGN, but now IGN's fucking doing it because it gets them fucking clicks.
Do you know how
It
many?
gets them clicks, so they have to pander to these fucking childish fucking people.
Did you see how many times IGN tweeted about the Starfield, or sorry, the Elder Scrolls exclusivity?
No.
They tweeted it like once a day for like a month.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Like I be seeing them and well, not GameStop as much anymore. GameSpot as much anymore. But yeah, IGN retweets their old article. I'm like, yeah, you told us that last month. Like, what the fuck? For clicks, gotta get them clicks.
In case you haven't seen this, click on this
Right.
again and give us money.
Jesus.
Like, my God, like it's like art is imitating reality at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Xbox, let's do the Xbox news. Amazon Prime's Fallout live action series premieres April 12th, 2024. Square Enix announced an open beta date for Final Fantasy XIV on Xbox. It's set between mid-January to February. We had the new Xbox partner preview showcase this week. Showed off a bunch of stuff, including fucking Animal Crossing all up in like a dragon.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you realize we have a Like a Dragon game coming out in like 2 weeks, too?
Yeah.
Yep.
The man who sold his name.
Dude, this is crazy. Like,
Or the man who erased his name.
yeah,
Excuse
like,
me.
I ain't got
Getting
time
the man
for
who
all
sold
these.
the world.
You fucking David Bowie over here?
No, I'm over David Bowie.
What else did they show in that showcase that I'm forgetting? Oh, the Ark remake in Unreal Engine 5? Like, what?
Oh, man. So I thought that was, because I told my wife, and this other cat that we used to play with, I was like, hey, they got this coming out. I thought it was a free update. No, yeah. They straight up charging full price. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, Studio Wildcard is awful. Not only are they charging you full price for the little Ascended thing, but then they say, because it's in early access, because, that's their thing, they're slowly reworking all of the expansions into UE5, and as they come out, of course, they're going to charge you for those too. Like just like when they did when Ark first came out and was still in early access, and they was charging you for expansions. Like they need to stop this company. Like
Dude,
people need to stop.
They can't even get Ark 2 out, for Christ's sakes.
Right. And not to mention they have a ocean game that's called Atlas that they just fucking forgot about, I guess. Like I've not read anything that said that they've like stopped development officially, but like it's basically Ark but in a pirate world. But yeah, they basically just forgot about it. Like ugh.
Yeah.
I'm good. I mean, those games don't appeal to me anyway. So whatever.
No, I've tried to play Ark like 50 times, and every time I play it, I'm like, this fucking sucks.
It's a tree punching game, isn't it?
Yeah, with dinosaurs.
Yeah. And what's wild is the reviews on the Steam thing too is like complaining about the same stuff that was happening in the original game, like the rubber banding and the popping and that game is.
I mean, everybody bitches about it, but this fucking sells money.
Right, that's what I'm saying. People still go back to it. I'm good. I'm cool.
Like kids play that game a lot, right?
Probably.
Like younger kids.
I have no idea. My son's never liked it, so I don't know. Oh, Xbox October update for the console might be the most uneventful one. So we got keyboard remapping for the Series Elite Series 2 and adaptive controllers. Easily import game captures to edit in Clipchamp. Choose your preference to share optional data and join a friend's game from your profile. Yeah,
my Xbox Series controller doesn't even work anymore, so I don't even have options to some of that stuff.
The Elite? Did you have an Elite?
No, I had a regular one.
No, this only works with Elite controllers.
No, so fuck anybody else.
So fuck you, yeah, basically.
Yeah, I guess. Well, fuck me. I'm using the Xbox One controller, so whatever.
Yeah. Xbox also reorganized its gaming and market leadership. Matt Booty is now president of game content and studios, including Bethesda. Sarah Bond is president of Xbox.
Damn.
That shit sounds made up. I'm sorry, it just does.
Yeah. What do you do? I'm the president of Xbox.
What does that constitute?
Day-to-day Xbox operations.
What's Phil Spencer?
He's like he's basically
CEO.
like the CFO, CEO or whatever of gaming.
So she's like one step below him?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yep. Basically, anything that happens on Xbox is now her responsibility.
Gotcha.
Hardware
Okay.
and software
Yes,
too. Like
both of
she's
them.
over hardware and software. Yeah.
Yep. And Chris Capicella, stepping down after 32 years, will be replaced by Takeshi Numoto, who will take his role. I don't know either of those people, so.
Me either.
I don't know why I know all these other people, because apparently the internet makes them rock stars, and I don't understand why. But whatever. Xbox numbers, gaming revenue up 9% year over year, content and services up 13%, hardware revenue down 7%. Shocking. Starfield has been played by more than 11 million people and was the biggest Game Pass sub growth in one day on its launch day.
I completely agree with that. Yep.
Yep. And obviously Microsoft is expecting to pull in a whole shitload of money as Call of Duty is launching very soon.
Here's the problem. And this is a me problem, I know. I put maybe 2 hours into Starfield, period.
But you still played it. You downloaded it, so you count.
This is I do. I preloaded it. I was excited, and then I jumped into it, and I'm like, I just don't care.
That game was... Yeah. It's a solid 8 out of 10 is what I'll say.
That's the thing, is I play a lot of 8 out of 10s. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. I went to the first planet, or the first area, and I hit a bunch of rocks, and did the mission there, and then went and joined Constellation, and they said, okay, well, you can go explore wherever you want to, and I'm like, this is too big. I don't care. I don't want to do this.
No, I feel you.
And I still had the cough. Like, I got a cough, and I don't know how to get rid of it. And
I hate that.
Oh man,
shit.
I got that cough too. God dang it!
I got a cough, and now I just cough sometimes, and my stamina runs out faster, and I don't know how to get rid of it. And I'm just like, this is annoying. And
who
I just turned
finds
it
those
off.
mechanics fun? Like, genuinely, who is like, I'm playing a video game, my character's hungry, I gotta feed him. Like,
See, I'm okay with those but I play the tree punching games. Like, I'm okay with some sort of management stuff.
They
but not,
usually they save that for the hardcore mode, like Fallout had that stuff, but it was a separate mode where you were like, survival mode, where you have to sleep every once in a while, you have to drink something every once in a while. I'm fine with that being in the game, but like not as a main mechanic.
I got you. Well, I feel like the problem with this is like, it doesn't tell you how to get rid of said illness that you have. Like, it's not very apparent, at least it wasn't for me, like what the cure was to get rid of said cough. Like, you just randomly cough. And I feel like it's because they're trying to have the experience of you role playing this character. So you wouldn't know how to do it yourself. You know what I mean? Like, there wouldn't be a game screen. Yeah. And that's too much. Like, I don't want to do all that. It's still a game. Like, okay, I got a cough. Cool. What do I need to cure it? Like, don't have me walk around from 4 different planets coughing and not having stamina. Like,
4 planets coughing.
And also, for some reason, like, I did the tutorial for lock picking. I have attempted lock picking multiple times. I've succeeded a few times. I read it. I looked it up. How the hell do you lock pick in this game? And I read it like twice, and I stare at it. You ever seen that GIF from The Big Lebowski where he's like blinking really hard and like looking very confused? I look at it. I look just like that every time I try to do lock picking in that fucking game. I don't know how to do it. And it can't be like one of those things of like, well, just read a tutorial about it. I still can't figure it out.
It's complicated. Like, I feel you. It took me a while to, and I still am not, like, I still fuck it up. Like, you just have to match up. It's too much. Like, I'm with you. Like, I haven't played that game in I don't know how long, and I probably will not go back to it. Like, I didn't even finish it, and it's crazy because I was super excited about it. Like, y'all know I was. Like, it just, I don't care. It's too much.
All right, let's do some more numbers here. Lords of the Fallen sold 1 million copies in its first 10 days. Marvel Spider-Man 2 sold 2.5 million copies in its first 24 hours.
Ooh,
making it the fastest-selling PlayStation Studio game in PlayStation's history.
There you go.
For them.
Suika game surpassed 2 million downloads 12 days after they broke 1 million sales. I don't even know what that is.
The hell is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
The Outer Worlds has surpassed 5 million sales. Good on them. That's a good game. And then here, do you want to know why Microsoft bought Activision? Call of Duty Warzone Mobile already has over 45 million pre-registrations and isn't planned for launch until spring 2024.
Boss, let's be honest here. And we're going to be
5 million.
We're going to be dead honest with you. Microsoft doesn't care about Activision. They don't care about Blizzard. They care about King. King is what is making them the money.
Oh, Call of Duty's going to make them a shitload of money this fall, though. Think about their quarter results now that they own COD.
It will be nothing in comparison to how much Candy Crush makes them.
Oh, absolutely. But how about 45 million Call of Duty Warzone mobile registrations?
I get it.
That's going to make money. Call of Duty Mobile that's out now is super popular and makes money. Like, this is like Warzone. Is where they're adding Warzone Mobile. Because there's a Call of Duty mobile version now. But yeah, it's... Whew, yeah, they wanted the mobile portion from this sale.
All right, Capcom sales. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection Volumes 1 and 2 sold 1.42 million. Street Fighter 6 sold 2.47 million. Exoprimal has 1 million users. And Resident Evil 4 Remake sold 5.45 million units.
That's pretty good. And Resident Evil 4 Remake is fantastic.
Yep.
We're just going to skip over that Exoprimal. We're just going to gloss over that 1 million users.
I skipped over Exoprimal a week after it came out.
Apparently 1 million people did.
Well, right. 1 million people played it because it was on Game Pass.
It was on Game Pass, yeah.
That's not 1 million people concurrent players.
No.
Yeah, it's just users. Like, yeah.
That's just how many people have played it at this point.
I think that game might be dead.
I'm waiting on the Twitter card.
Yep, I am too at this point.
All right, release dates. Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster launches February 28th. Euphoria, the Saga 2 remake, launches early 2024. Hotline Miami Collection is out now for Xbox Series X and PS5. 3 Minutes to 8, out now on PC. Crow Country was announced this week for PlayStation 4, 5, and PC. Anodyne Remastered is a free upgrade out now on PC, coming to consoles in 2024/2025.
2025.
Wow. Salt and Sacrifice is coming to Switch on November 7th. Limited Run Games announced the physical version of Persona 4 Golden for everything, including Xbox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Risk of Rain.
Alice don't care. Alice throws stuff on Xbox.
Yeah, now that Microsoft's paying them big monies.
For sure.
Yeah. Risk of Rain Returns comes November 8th. Spirit Tea launches November 13th. Top Racer Collection is coming to everything. These are old SNES Top Gear games. I can't wait. I love those games. Power Wash Simulator crossover with Back to the Future is out November 16th. Treasure announced Radiant Silvergun finally coming to Steam on November 3rd. Disney Dreamlight Valley will leave early access on December 5th. The first paid expansion is called A Rift in Time, and the game is no longer free to play, and will cost $39.99 for the standard edition.
That's crazy.
That is weird.
Their community is apparently pissed off too. Like they have issues that they're not going free to play.
What happened there?
I'm not even sure.
Like,
I
can't
know.
even figure that one out. Like,
I think
they found out it was too popular. Like,
right? Like, are you making a lot of money? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe they're not making a ton of money because people aren't buying the shit in the game. So they're like, well, if they want access to it, we'll just charge them for it. I don't know. It's weird for a game to go from free to play to pay when it's been in early access free to pay for what, like almost a year now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Terrence, I know you'd be disappointed. We got delays coming up. Gangs of Sherwood, which I had never fucking heard of until you asked for it, has been delayed to November 30th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Gangs of Sherwood?
Gangs of Sherwood. It's another one of those games that'll have a Twitter card real soon.
Was it like
Probably
a Robin Hood game?
Yes, it's a it's 4-player co-op. But what
Didn't
got
they
my
make a
interest is
game
that it
like
was a beat 'em up.
this?
They
They
did. What was
did.
that? Hood. It
I
was called
had that.
Hood.
Yeah.
Um, that was different though, because that was a PvP game. Where you were fighting against other people. It was
Is it
PvP VE because I have that too.
is it
What?
really different? Is it?
Well, not at the end of the day.
Is
Not
it
really.
really
No.
different? No, it's not. Hey, also, Terrence, disappointment. Ubisoft earnings call. Skull and Bones got a new release window.
Damn.
Quarter 4,
2025.
2023 to 2024.
I don't believe it.
They just need to cancel this game. Like I know that I know they can't. Like they obviously, I really think it's because of their deal or whatever with that government. But man, this ain't never coming out. Like Jesus.
Also, they delayed another unannounced large game. People are suspecting it's Star Wars Outlaws, which will now not be out until after April 1st.
Mm,
I wasn't expecting that one to come anytime soon anyway.
No.
I wasn't either, actually.
What else we got here? I'm just going to hit some high notes here. Roblox China laid off 15 people. That's weird. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. The director Yoshimi Yasuda says they want to revamp the battles and camera movement, which would be good. The news was out last week that they changed it from a remake to a remaster, which is funny.
Wow.
I mean, sure.
According to the developers, publisher Game Mill, Skull Island Rise of Kong had a development time of 1 year. Basically, Game Mill seems to have a track record of hiring indie devs and not giving them enough time to actually make a good game. Apex Legends finally getting cross progression with Season 19 on October 31st, and Alan Wake expansions will be out in 2024. The first one is Night Springs in spring, and the second one is the Lake House to be announced.
Okay.
Nice.
Atari has snatched up a couple of IPs from Ronimo Games, including Awesome Knots and Swords and Soldiers.
Awesome Knots. Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Dude, I remember, we worked with that dev and, promoted the hell out of that game when it came out.
Mm-hmm. That, and you remember Monday Night Combat.
Dude, Monday Night Combat was awesome.
Monday Night
love
Combat was
that game.
fucking awesome. That was the first Overwatch.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I love that game. It was super fun. The Batman suit from Pattinson's Batman is coming to Arkham Knight.
Those 5 people
Really?
who are still playing it.
All right.
Embracer-owned animation studio Digit laid off 35 people. That's more Embracer shit. What else we got here? Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker and 5 have been found in a data mine for the second Master Collection.
I mean, we kind of figured that was what was going to be in there.
Dude, 4 is the big one. That needs to be out of PlayStation 3 hell.
Uh-huh.
I would literally pay for that collection just for that game.
Yep, I want that for 4 and for Peace Walker.
I've got
Walker's good.
I've got Peace Walker already. I don't need that.
Yeah, it was on the HD collection, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've got it on my Xbox. I'm good. I'll still take it in a new wrapper. That's fine. But 4 needs to come out of fucking purgatory, man.
Yeah.
All right, I got one email from Francisco, at least so far. He says, "Hello, crew. I, Francisco, want to make something very clear. All the games I emulate, I own. I give Nintendo its pound of flesh, sometimes more than I should. I have multiple copies of some of these games, plus I own a Switch and bought my girlfriend one too. So yeah, Nintendo, please don't send your samurai legal team, okay?"
I don't think they will.
Nah.
There's
I don't think they will.
millions upon millions of people who are emulating Super Mario Brothers on the NES.
They also don't go for the people who are emulating. They go for the sites that are offering the emulation.
Yeah.
That's what they go for.
That's how it's always kind of been.
Yeah.
Like even back in the days with Napster, they didn't care if you downloaded. They cared about the people who were uploading it.
Yeah, if you try to download too much, they will slap you on the wrist. But for the
There's
most
ways
part,
around that, though.
Yeah, nobody cares. If Nintendo ain't coming to your door to get you for a 4 kilobyte NES ROM, okay? So calm down.
No, they really aren't. No.
And also to back up his statement, I've given Nintendo way more of my money than they ever needed to get. I'm just saying.
It's true.
He says, anyway, I finally beat Dead Space Remake because it's on Game Pass. Great remake. Now they just have to put RE4 Remake on there. I refuse to buy it since I've already bought it like 3 times. Once on
and me both.
Yeah, once on GameCube, once on Wii, once on PC. Except you did buy it. You got it with your Paw Patrol money.
I did. Well, I'll tell you this. Go ahead and buy it.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's really good. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you bought the other versions. The other versions were more like, here's a different way to play that game. This is like a whole new game.
This is a new game. This is, oh my God.
He says
I haven't really spoiled my top 10. It's going to be hard to dethrone Resident Evil 4 from my top.
I mean, Resident Evil 4 is going to be on my list for sure.
That's probably my number 1.
Yeah, like it's going to be high up there. It's really good. He says, my friends criticize me because I rarely buy games at full price or on release day, but I think it makes me smart, paying less for them and often with all the bugs worked out. That's pretty smart. I just have
that is.
I have FOMO though. I need to play it. He says, I hope one of you played Alan Wake 2, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. We did that. We covered that game.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, is always a treat for you to be on the show, especially your nihilist sarcasm and brutal commentary. Yeah, I tried to get him on, but he didn't want to be on today. So, and he says, lastly, I was thinking back on shows of the past and really missing Gambus and his childlike wonder. Miss hearing his perspective. Also, Drew and his mockery of the fanboys always brought a smile to my face.
By God, you got some today.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you are cheesing today.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Yeah, every time I think about it, it just makes me mad.
I love it. He says, have a great week, y'all.
You too.
To the Twitter. The Twix. I have one tweet from Jeremy. He says, hey guys, how far are you in Mario? Wonder. I still have 2 more of those cloud things to get rid of around Bowser. What a great game, but 1 or 2 players at the most. I've never played a game that's pure joy then turns to puppy-biting rage when you add more people. I mean, he ain't wrong.
Yeah. No, man, New Super Mario Brothers used to piss everybody off.
Yeah, there was like physical violence in those games. I think I'm on World 4. I think there's 6 or 8. I can't remember exactly. I think I'm on World 4. So hopefully
I eventually want to play it. I think I'll enjoy it, but I don't play video games anymore.
I was gonna say you over here, you haven't finished fucking what's the oldest one you ain't finished that I give you hard? Breath of the Wild. That's the one.
Yeah.
He'll get to it.
Yeah. I mean, he did finally finish God of War, which that was good. He still hasn't even played Spider-Man.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. He hasn't finished.
Dang.
He hasn't finished Cyberpunk.
No.
Drew,
literally, I'm looking at Spider-Man right now. It still has the saran wrap around it.
Saran wrap. I love that he called it saran wrap. That's my favorite part of that.
Okay, whatever it is, you know what I mean. The plastic wrap.
You know what he meant.
I know, but I just love that it's saran wrap. That's my favorite.
It is saran wrap because it's annoying as crap trying to get off.
Oh shit! Yeah, there's lots of Drew's pile of shame is epic.
It's bad.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, it's not as bad as John Whitehouse though, who had never played Mega Man. Like that hurt my soul.
Wow, he had never played Mega Man.
He's never played Mega Man, and I'm just like, how?
I mean, he probably never owned a Nintendo.
He did own a Nintendo.
No, well, see, that's the thing. Is there's tons of classic Sega games I've never played because I never owned a Sega system.
Man, that tweet I put out the other day, I loved reading all those comments. Because I just started thinking about that. I was like, there's always that one game that everybody played who they think it's like this big game that nobody else has ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so many, I went and played that game Dave talked about. That game is cool, man.
Yeah.
Kiko Cubicle, that's a cool game. I loved reading all that because I was like, I'm going to go check out all of these games that I don't know. I'm going to go check them out. Also, I just want to mention, I have no history. I have no knowledge of the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, okay?
Okay.
So I watched that movie with my son last night.
Oh, I watched it with my kids. Go ahead.
That was pretty good.
Yes, it was.
Like,
I had no idea it was so deep. Like, cause they're fans. I don't know if your son is a fan.
no,
They're fans
he's
of the
never.
game.
He doesn't know anything about it either.
Okay, yeah, they were like explaining different stuff to me because I remember like we used to watch when they. That's right. I have my kids are a little older than yours. We used to watch Markiplier, who was a streamer that used to play this, and I think he has a movie coming out. They said, but yeah, that apparently the lore is super deep in that freaking game, which is crazy because I just thought it was jump scares.
Dude, the story of that game is a little fucking disturbing. I'm not gonna lie.
Very much so.
You want to hear something crazy? The guy who made those games originally started off making Christian games.
Oh, that's fucking wild.
Do you know the story of the games, Drew?
All I know is like you're a security guard who works at this Chuck E. Cheese, and the robots used to be suits, but they turned them into animatronics, and the AI goes wild and thinks that it needs to have a person in it, and that's how it's like going to grab you and shove you in there and kill you.
Well, there's a little more than that, which is where.
Is Satan involved?
No, it's grosser. It's kind of grosser.
It's deep, man. I was like, damn, okay.
Because that's kind of what happened with the parody movie with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I saw that one, which he has one line in.
Those were possessed, right? Those were like possessed by demons.
Yes, and this one, it's fucked up. I'll just say it's fucked up. Like Freddy Krueger origin fucked up.
Yeah. It is PG-13?
Yes, it is PG-13.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, it's PG-13. As crazy as that sounds.
It was.
Uber violent or no?
No, it's not uber violent. Like a lot of the stuff they cut away from, like you don't see it.
Yeah.
But there is like somebody getting cut in half, which I was kind of shocked by.
You know what was? I didn't actually mind it. Netflix released it last year. The Fear Street trilogy.
I watched those. Like the first one was okay, and then they got kind of boring.
They did get the last one. Did get kind of boring.
It was.
But that first one, I was like, "Holy shit, this is actually kind of violent."
Oh, it's extremely violent. Yeah.
See, this was like R.L. Stein. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be kind of like Goosebumps or something like that."
Yep.
No.
Yep.
I was like, "Whoa, that's like dude got cut in half," and I mean, they showed all of it, and I was just like, "Whoa."
Yep. I was like, "Oh shit, okay, he's doing more adult stuff." But yeah, I didn't think it was bad. The last one was pretty boring.
Yeah,
but the first one was good.
I didn't mind them.
Yeah,
we started the Goosebumps show on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it on there? Mm-hmm. The old one?
Nice. No, the new one.
Oh, I didn't know they had a new one. Okay.
Yeah, they got a new one that is got Justin Long in it.
Are they redoing the old books, or is it new stories?
So it revolves around this group of kids, but each one of them individually has their own episode where it's like an item from one of the Goosebump books. So the first kid runs into the camera from Say Cheese and Die. This other kid runs into the Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
I've never read R.L. Stein Goosebumps books, and these fucking titles are killing me.
Dude, I've read every one of them.
Me too.
I've never read them.
Oh my god. No. Dude, those books were, when I was a kid, so fucking good. Like, they're
really good. Yeah. The Haunted Mask is in there. Night of the Living Dummy's in there.
I was about to say, if Slappy's not there, come on.
Yeah, Slappy's there. They're pretty good. It's not bad.
I was pleasantly surprised at the movie, like not knowing anything going in. Although my son did point out the YouTubers that are in the movie. Like,
mine did too.
Yeah, he screamed at. He's like, I guess the guy the waiter at the restaurant was Matt Pat.
Yep. And the taxi driver was Kai.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people in this. I thought Five Nights at Freddy was about a security guard by himself in a Chuck E. Cheese.
Well,
It
there's
is the game, but there's lore
There's a
like
lot
that
of
you have to
lore.
dig
Yeah.
to find, and the movie expands on that. So it does focus on a security guard, dude from the Hunger Games, a security guard who's there by himself, but it explains, like, it digs into the overarching lore of it all, and it's pretty dark. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to go,
How did you guys
like you
watch
said,
this?
It's on Peacock.
Peacock. Yeah,
I
it's
don't have
Peacock.
Peacock.
I think you can get like a trial of it for like a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty
I'm gonna
cheap
give it a shot,
too.
yeah.
It's pretty cheap for Peacock. Like, and if you care about wrestling, it's got all the WWE shit on it. So
Nah, I don't care about that.
I don't watch that, but like I have a deal on Peacock right now where like I got a year for $2 a month.
Nice.
So
Oh, hell yeah.
like once that runs out, I don't know that I'll keep it, but like I'm not going to cancel it while I'm paying $2 a month for it. So
Well,
How'd you get
hopefully they
that?
send you something.
I forget how I got that. Like they sent an email saying if you sign up for a year, you will give it to you for like $2 a month. I was like, okay.
There you go.
So I ain't gonna pass up any streaming service for $2 a month, especially when Netflix just bumped to $25 a month. Fuck off.
Dude, come January, I am canceling Netflix.
I'm out of Netflix right now. Like eventually I'll get it again to catch up on some stuff, but I am not keeping a $25 a month subscription. No fucking way.
No, it's literally, these streaming services have now turned into cable. It's probably cheaper just to sign up for cable at this point than to have all the streaming services.
Yeah, the only thing I have to have right now is I'm paying for Red Zone, so that's like $15 a month, which isn't terrible, but I'm only gonna have it till February, so.
Yeah.
But that's it for the show this week. You said you have one more. You think you have one more episode of Pillars of Eternity?
I think so. The part we're at now is pretty short. I'm at like I said, I'm literally at the final boss. I'll probably be it today or tomorrow.
What's
So,
the
I'm
next
thinking-
game for November?
We have no idea.
Huh?
We haven't discussed it. I asked Matt about it, and he hasn't said anything. So don't know. I guess we'll find out when we record Thursday.
All right. Tune in next week for RoboCop discussion, along with some maybe other stuff. I don't know. I don't remember what else we got. If you want to tweet at us at ZTGD Podcast on Twix, but the best way is to email us podcasts@ztgd.com. That's it. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here.
Good
Okay.
shooting.
Good shooting. Leave.
What's
bitches.
your name, kid?
Bitches, leave.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.